Hi viewers, the video today has been created to really help anyone wanting to know what you get for your money in the different watch price bands. What is the difference between a watch that costs $150 and one that costs $5,000? So I want to help really clarify the points and look at all the different price bands and see why some watches cost so much more than others and are they actually worth it. So I'm going to try and explain this and more by showing you the watches that cover all the price bands up to $5,000. But before I begin, I would just like to point out that everyone has different views as to what they consider is a lot of money for a watch. There are watch snobs out there that think $2,000 is a cheap watch, when in reality that's a small fortune to most people for something that tells the time no more accurately than a quartz Timex costing $100. It's all relative and there is no right answer. My advice is just simply pay what you are comfortable with. There's no point paying more than you can afford because honestly you'll never enjoy that watch. You can get some absolutely stunning watches for even $150 as you will see in this video. The prices I refer to for all these watches relate to the standard retail price. But really in most situations you should never have to pay full retail. Do your research, that's part of the fun part. Looking and searching for a watch, get price comparisons, make sure you get a big discount, or better still, look at really good condition used watches. You'll get so much more for your money. So as I said, I will be covering watches up to $5,000. Of course there are plenty of brands that cost way more than that, but then you're getting into a totally different territory of in-house movements, precious metals and very technical, complicated timepieces. Personally, for me, I'm not into that kind of thing. Those watches carry very high maintenance and servicing costs, and I wouldn't actually enjoy owning that type of watch. So that's it. Let's kick off with the price band of $50 to $200. So for watches that cost between $50 and $200, you're really looking at mostly quartz, or if you want an automatic, I recommend go micro brand. Something like this, for example. You can get these on Amazon for $150. It has a SEIKO movement, a very attractive design, and honestly they are really well made. This type of micro brand watch is providing one of the best watches for the money. You've got an exhibition case back showing the SEIKO movement, so it's very reliable. The fit and finish is pretty decent for that price and you really can't go wrong. But if you do want a well-known brand, how about going for something like this, the ORIENT. This is a quartz watch and it has the interesting sub-dials there showing the date complication, and it's all put together really well, very well made watch, and that retails for around about $150 to $200, and you can get good discounts if you shop around, so that is an excellent choice. And then you have other micro bands as well, something like this, another Rolex homage. Again, this has a SEIKO movement, so you cannot go wrong with that. It even has a ceramic bezel, screw down crown, very decent bracelet, decent clasp, and all that for just $200. You're getting a lot of watch for your money with these. It really is a good route to go down, is these sort of Chinese micro brands. So I would strongly recommend something like that. Or then again, if you want a more well-known brand, ACCURIST. They're currently doing some fantastic looking models, and this is a beauty. It's a chronograph, domed glass. I think this has a SEIKO quartz movement inside, and it really is a charming watch, and all that for a retail price of around about $150. But they were on the ACCURIST website, they were offering these with a huge discount, so you could get them for under $100. So why are these decent watches so much cheaper than something that costs twice as much? Well, we can have a look at that in the next price bracket, which is $250 to $500. So for example, we've got another SEIKO here, and this retails at around about $350. It is solar powered, so that's an extra feature that you don't get in the lower priced watches. And with something like this, you can't really tell by looking, but the fit and finish, the feel of the watch is just that bit more solid. It's really well put together, and just a bit more sturdy than the lower price bracket. But excellent value, really is a good watch. Then you've got something even more special in the YEMA French brand. This is a sports chronograph watch, the Mecha Quartz movement, and you would really struggle to find something of this quality for the price brand of the $100 to $200 price brand. This is just a little bit more classy and better quality. It's a very good movement, and the fit and finish is superb. Lovely leather strap. And then you've got things like CERTINA, a Swiss-made quartz watch. These retail for around about $300. Absolutely fantastic, built like a tank. Superb quality watch. So yeah, if your budget is around about $300, you cannot go wrong with something like that. Or if you want automatic, SEIKO, probably one of the best brands for automatic watches in this price band. This is the SEIKO 5 Sports model, and really you can't do much better than these. These retail around about $300, and the build quality is superb, very reliable, and a very attractive watch with the in-house SEIKO movement. Hard to beat on those for that price. But then you have got things like GLYCINE, which is a Swiss-made automatic dive watch, and these retail for around about $500, but you can get them even cheaper than that if you look around. A lot of stores are doing them with big discounts, and I think this is one of the best value watches under $500. The GLYCINE Combat Sub range are absolutely fantastic. I've seen them for as low as $300, and really there is nothing out there that beats that. Swiss-made ETA movement, fully automatic, 200-meter water resistant, screw down crown, excellent fit and finish. If your budget is $300, $500, I would strongly recommend something like this. Or if it's a bit less, go for one of their quartz chronograph models, GLYCINE Combat Sub, but it's not an automatic, but it really is a handsome watch, and you're getting a lot of watch for your money with that as well. And then you have brands like INGERSOLL. These are around about $350. Has a Citizen Iota automatic movement, but again, really is a good watch. Good value, great value for money. Lovely domed glass, excellent build quality, and a very handsome watch too. And then of course, don't forget Citizen, another Japanese watch. This is the Eco Drive Promaster Diver. What a watch this is. These can be had for as little as $200, and they really are fantastic watches. Lovely build quality. A very good looking watch. Powered by lights, and for, well, even if they were $400, it'd still be worth it. These are very good watches. So that's just a few examples in the bracket under $500, but you have got some great choices there. So next we'll look at the $1,000 range. You've got things like ALPINA automatic. Really, in the $1,000 range, you shouldn't be looking at quartz now. I think paying $1,000 for a quartz model is too much. There are plenty of choices of automatic, Swiss automatic movements in the $1,000 range, and this is a perfect example. The Alpina 4, a beautiful, stunning watch, lovely dial. Again, the build quality is superb, and these are even cheaper if you're happy to go used. You can pick them up for maybe $500–600. Or how about MIDO? Again, Swiss-made, screw-down crown, 200-meter water resistant, beautiful blue sunburst dial, day-date complication, all for around about $900 retail. But again, you can get good discounts on these. So comparing these kind of watches in the $1,000 range to the $200 range watches, you're getting much higher end movements, Swiss automatic movements, much better build quality, and more prestigious brands with a bit of heritage and history. But these MIDO Ocean Star watches are absolutely fantastic, well worth the price, so you can't go wrong with these. Then another brand in that price range is the Hamilton. This is one of their newer models, and it really is a beautiful watch. The fit and finish is fantastic, and these retail for around about $800. And then we have Christopher Ward, again around about $900. This is the C60 Trident Pro, 600-meter water resistant, and it really is superb. The fit and finish is amazing on Christopher Ward watches. And if you don't mind going for a brand that's less well known, I don't think anything comes close to matching this in terms of value for money. The build quality on these Trident Pros is absolutely amazing. Ceramic bezel, Swiss made automatic movement. The fit and finish is up there with watches costing twice this much. Great bracelet. So I would be really happy to recommend this watch in anyone that has a budget of $1,000. Brilliant watch. Another brand that's not so well known is Roma. This is the Searock, and what a watch this is. These are retailing at around about $700. Absolutely fantastic value for money. Beautiful fit and finish, lovely dial. Again, you really can't go wrong with this. Stunning watch. Right, so the next price band we'll look at is the $1,500 range, and I think that's the magic number in my opinion. For $1,500 you're just getting a step up in build quality, a bit more prestigious brand with a lot more history, and you can find some really special watches, especially if you go down the used market. $1,500 gets you an absolutely fantastic watch. And here we have a good example with the Bull, and this is a very classy watch, retails at around about $1,500 to $1,600, and it has the COSC certified chronometer status, a date complication, it has Bull's patented amortizer technology, which is giving you superior shock proof capabilities. The fit and finish is astounding on a watch like this, and just overall a fantastic watch, and you really can't go wrong for $1,500. Absolutely stunning. By the way, nearly all these watches I'm covering, you can see reviews on each watch, individual reviews on my channel, if you want to look at them in a bit more detail. I have pretty much reviewed every one here. So another watch for around $1,500 is the beautiful ETERNA Kontiki diver. Look at this, absolutely stunning, wonderful shape, lovely case, beautiful fit and finish. And then another brand that punches above its weight is the RAYMOND VEIL. This is the Freelancer diver, and again, really astounding build quality. Very, very good fit and finish. These retail for around about $1,400. Ceramic bezel, lacquered dial, beautiful. And then we have, in the same price band, the Frederique Constant. This is the chronograph, an automatic chronograph, and it really is wonderful, superb build quality, something a little bit different. And then another brand to consider in this price bracket is the EDOX. This is the Neptunian Skydiver, and it really is absolutely fantastic. These go for around about $1,400. Again, if you search, you might be able to find a really big discount on these. But this really is a superb watch, very smart. Screw down crown, 1,000 meters water resistance. It's got a helium escape valve, packed with features. Great bracelet with a diver's extension. Lovely case back on these as well. For $1,500, this really is hard to beat as well. It's just fantastic. And then of course you've got famous brands like Longines, the Hydroconquest. These can be had for around about $1,200, which is superb value for money for what you're getting. Amazing quality, really tough, solid, excellent fit and finish, and a brand with real heritage and history. I strongly recommend the Longines Hydroconquest if your budget is anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500. Beautiful watches. Or if you don't want Swiss, you can go for something like this SEIKO, which is a tribute to a dive watch from the 60s, and this really is beautiful, very, very well finished, lovely polishing, beautiful domed glass, lovely grey sunburst dial, and these go for around about $1,400, but it's a marvellous watch, beautiful, bit different to your Swiss ones. Then we have another ETERNA, again retails around about $1,500, but here we're getting a reissue of a diver from the 70s. Lovely story behind this one, and this has a vintage look to it, and it really is a marvellous watch. It's a great contender for $1,500. Very well built. And then just one more to think about, another EDOX. This is a vintage style again, and this is a beautiful dive watch, around about $1,400, but these are limited edition. So this is the kind of thing that I mean, where if you take your time and search and hunt, you can find some real beauties like this, something a bit special, a bit different, limited edition, so you don't have something that everyone else has got. Even though these did retail at around about $1,500, being a less well-known brand, you can get really big discounts on these. So something a little bit different to think about. And then we move up a little bit more to the price bracket of around about $2,000, and you can suddenly think of things like Tudor. This is a slightly older model. This is the Hydronaut, a beautiful dive watch. Being the part of the Rolex group, you're getting something with Some really special heritage and history, superior fit and finish. Wonderful silver dial, just superb all round. These did retail, I think when they were launched, around about $2,500, but you can get these on the used market for $2,000 and even less than that. You're getting a very special watch for the money there. Then we've got something like the ETERNA Kontiki 4 hands, unbelievable build quality, really up there with Omega in my opinion. These are around about $2,000 and they're so special. Love this watch. Then of course you've got Tag Heuer, the Aquaracer. These are around about $1,900. Wonderful fit and finish. And you know, comparing this to something like this at the beginning, that's when you can see the difference. The fit and finish just doesn't compare. It's just so superior in every way. It's when you compare these more expensive watches to the cheaper ones, you can see where the money goes. Something like this is just such high quality, really feels nice in the hands and very tactile, beautiful to look at, and has a lot of history and heritage to it. The Aquaracer is a great choice if you want something that's a bit more well known. Very good quality watch. Or how about something like this, a little bit unique. These aren't that common. It's the LONGINES Conquest chronograph, an automatic chronograph. These are around about $1,900. Beautiful, well finished, lovely, decorated movement. Very special watch. Something like that would be a great choice if your budget is $2,000. And then we have another Longines. This is a new model, the Spirit. Again, absolutely amazing build quality, beautiful finishing with the polishing and the brushed effect. A lovely sunburst dial. And these are just under $2,000. Really a very good choice. Strongly recommend this watch. And if you want something a bit different, you've got the DOXA, absolutely stunning dive watch. These have a lot of history to them. The build quality is incredible. Very, very nice indeed. And these retail, again, just under $2,000. This is the Sub 600T. These DOXA watches are a bit different. So if you want something a little bit more unique, you really can't go wrong with that in this price bracket. Right, okay, so finally we jump up to the highest price band I've got here today, which is $3,000 to $4,000. Well, maybe $5,000. You've got things like the Breitling, Super Ocean. This is not their latest model, but it is one of their nicest looking ones. Absolutely amazing watch. Swiss automatic movement with the COSC certified status, chronometer, very, very accurate, reliable. 1,500 meter water resistance. Beautiful bracelet. The Breitling logo there is made of white gold. And when you're into this price bracket, these retail when they were new around about $3,500 to $4,000. You're just going up a little bit more in the fit and finish. The polishing is really flawless. You've got anti-reflective domed sapphire glass, very high water resistance. The bracelets start becoming that bit more quality, and just the whole feel of the watch is just a step up from everything else. Really wonderful. A great choice in that price of around about $4,000. And then of course you've got the Omega. This is the Seamaster 300, and the new models retail over $4,000. But this one, when it was launched, was just about $4,000. And on the used market, you can get these for $3,000, $3,500 for a good one. But yeah, not much to say about these. They're such a well-known watch. But you've got so many good features, and the build quality, as you'd expect, is just amazing. Has a ceramic bezel, the lacquered dial, 300-meter water resistance, beautiful case back, amazing bracelet, and of course very prestigious, one of the most recognized brands out there. A lot of history behind this, and a much loved watch. And you know, when you're paying this sort of money for a watch, you know you'll get the money back if you needed to sell it, unlike some of the other cheaper brands. These really hold their value well, so you never have to think about it as you're wasting your money on something. It's not like a car that just depreciates the moment you buy it. A watch like this will hold its value. So it's a great investment in that respect, and something you can just enjoy rather than your money sitting in the bank. So that's the Omega Seamaster, a wonderful, wonderful watch. And again, if you're happy to go used, this is another Breitling Super Ocean that was around about $3,000, but you can pick these up for half that on the used market if you really look around. Very hard to beat for that price. Marvellous watch. And then you have Ball, the hydrocarbon dive watch. Amazing build quality, amazing bracelet. Really impressive looking, has a lot of presence on the wrist. And these retail for around about $3,000. But again, if you're happy to go used, you can get them for much less than that. Fantastic watch, I really recommend these. And lastly, we'll look at something a little bit more unique, and that's the Everard & Co. These, well, the retail price is around about $4,000, which is high for a watch that maybe a lot of people haven't heard of. But when you get this in your hand, you will see why it's that expensive. It really is exceptional. It's so well made. Beautiful looking watch, great features. It's an automatic chronograph, but an in-house movement. And these can be had at a much lower price if you search around. You can get some big discounts on this brand. And if you do happen to find one, I would strongly recommend this as an alternative choice. Wonderful watch. So that's it. That's covering all the different price bands up to $4,000. I hope you found it helpful. Really, obviously there are so many watches to choose from, but I hope you understand if your budget is at $200, then go for it. You can get some amazing watches for that. Or if your budget is much higher, then why not splash out and get something that's got a bit of prestige. This just covers a tiny proportion of what's out there. Just do your research and keep hunting. Enjoy the search, enjoy the hunt. That's what it's all about. and good luck. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.